Hello and welcome back to my new series. We are playing Gam Dev Tycoon, and as you can see on the screen, we have a record sale of Medal of Men. So our playoff of Medal of Honor. So it's saying that FM Games, important milestone, 100k units sold. Now as we established, we can train. So we've moved into our new office. We did that by getting 1.3 million. I think it cost, you needed to get 1 million capital to do that. But what we can do is we can train. Now in order for us to have employees, we have to have staff management. That will cost 25k. As you can see now, all of these cost money. However, they're obviously quite useful things to do. But in order for us to have staff, I suggest we do that. Now what the aim of this kind of episode is we'll probably release, say, 4 games and see how we go with that. We'll probably try and make the video about 10 minutes long, so depending on how many games we get done in that and how well we do will depend how long the video is. So the training is complete. So now in theory we can look for some staff. Now obviously we've got a budget. Now I'm going to put my budget quite high because I've got plenty of money and plenty of capital. That's 70k. I'm not going to bother, but I'm going to see who's going to apply. So searching at the second, and we'll get some applicants. So that person's a level 2 and that person is a level 1. Salary is slightly different. In fact, the salary is 10k different. What is the actual? The guy's got speed, technology, design. Okay, I'm going to go for him because we can afford it. So we've got a new man. So we can now, so what we can do if we go over here is we can find contract work, we can develop games, we can put money in the bank. Obviously, again, so that kind of makes all our stuff work together, I think. Whereas if you click on certain places, you get different options. Obviously, if I click on him, I can do obviously train and research and so forth. Now what we're going to do, we're going to go on that. We're going to go game dev gems in there, and then we're going to get him to work on some contract work. There we go. Well, this is the contract work, okay? So we've got a couple of options here if we want to take him up. I'm not going to do that, but if we wanted to, there are a couple of options. So we're just going to wait for our guy to finish doing a bit of training, which hopefully won't take too long, because I would like to release a game. Let's just go ahead and do it. So, develop new game. I'm very bad at giving games names. We'll pick a topic first. Let's go action, pick a topic. Let's go, I might even just be really rubbish and call it zombie. Why not? Very standard, everyone knows what that is. Zombie. What a game title. So we've got options as far as consoles released. I think a few did release in the last episode. As you can see, market share that is 62%, market share that is 10.2%, and so forth. And now obviously market share that is Grapintosh or Grapintosh is, you know, quite low. So we've picked an action, and it's saying that this is good for action games. So we're going to do. I think we're going to probably have to buy the license for this, which is fine. We've got money in the bank, but we're going to do that. So we're going to call it. It's obviously going to be 2D graphic based. We will do some research on new ones. So away we go. So it's saying that we need a lot of graphics, which makes sense. Let's play around with the graphics and make sure we've got lots of that going on. So hopefully both our people should be working together here. So it's released, has proven a massive success, which is just as well because we're building this game for it. Customers say they love the game that come with playing with controllers. So much fun, better than the keyboard. That sounds great to me. So at the moment our game is not fantastic, but I'm hoping we can make it better. So it's saying that artificial intelligence is incredibly important. Dialogue not so much. We're going to keep it at that. See if we can bring this around a bit. I'm a bit worried a second. This is not incredible by any stretch of the imagination. When you think you've got 2 employees, I would like to think at least that would make the game so much better. So we're going to go with that. I'm hoping we can get these up to 10s. Yeah, at least 1 10 by the look of it. I'm hoping by the end of it we'll get another one. So I'm going to keep that going. There's a few bugs a second. I don't really want to release it with loads of bugs. So we'll keep it going. I don't think this game is going to be particularly great, if I'm honest, but we'll do it anyway. We'll see what comes out. Let's keep that going for a bit. It's got a bug there. See if we can get rid of that bug. Still going a little bit anymore. New console being released. Uses an analog joystick. Right, let's release the game. I'm not convinced this is going to be a good game, I have to admit. I'm a little bit disappointed. I've got a record on the design, but everything else is pretty low. So I would think this game is probably going to bomb, if I'm honest. Unless we're particularly lucky. It's sometimes hard to tell. So obviously it's a nice combo, and our little mark is doing alright in there. So I feel we need to do some research. Let's go to get game reviews are in. I can't imagine this is going to be good. Okay, they're saying better than I thought. To be honest with you, I thought that would be a lot worse. Let's do a bit of training. Coding complete. Makes me think. It's just training them. It's not actually going to help us necessarily. Can we do some research? How do we get research? I think that's probably better for us. Oh, we've got new. Let's do custom engines there. And can we get him to research as well? Oh no, you can only research one thing at a time. What we'll get him to do then is generate a game report on zombie. So, verdict is in. It's not amazing in terms of units. Increasing variety of game development wants to create market specialized games. As more developers enter the market, expect developers to focus their games on specific A groups to really make an impact. Do research, target audience. Okay, that's quite a useful thing to have potentially. Custom game engines. This will help us out a lot, I think. So this game isn't amazing. And we've got to remember that we did, however, pay for the license cost, which obviously would have made and has made, you know, our cost for this game more than it might have been. But even so, the game is not by any stretch of imagination particularly brilliant. So I still can't research anything. So both done. He's discovered that fans. Let's not stop them. So we already had a zombie game. I've forgotten what we did, to be fair, in the last episode off the top of my head. So let's create custom engines. We've got our, might as well go big, I think. Why not? Let's call it VO1, why not? Because it is basically our version 1. I just gotta quickly do that. Oh. Sometimes you can do that because if you've got money pumping in, you're not as, you know, bothered, if you like, by, you might as well take some time out and focus on actually building these elements of the game. Alright, let's bring out another game, I say. Try and actually make this successful. Right, let's develop a new game. So pick a platform, let's go back to here again. Pick an engine, we can pick our engine, pick a genre. Let's go RPG. Dark fantasy. I have literally no idea what to call this. It's so hard coming up with game titles. Can we do a Final Fantasy but not Final Fantasy? Let's do Fantasy World, why not? If I can spell it right. Fantasy World. My grammar is probably going to be poor on some of these. But hey, so we're going to do it on the version 2. Again, it's going to cost us a lot of money. But hey, you only live once. So we're going to do all that. You'd think if you got your custom engine that would not cost additional thing. You'd think that would be included at that point. It always makes me wonder a little bit in that, I must admit. Alright, I'm going to make this quite even to start off with. There's no kind of pointers in what direction to go with there. Plus I wasn't really, if I'm honest, impressed with the last. It may not have done terrible, but it weren't fantastic. Yeah, we can have a look at the end results. I didn't actually have a look when it came in, but I didn't think they were great, if I'm honest. They're saying that's not important. So we're going to go with that logic. I don't know how accurate that is. I'm assuming it must be. I don't know what the pointers are. I think I did turn on hints and tips at the start, so I'm going to assume that that is quite important for us. This is when it actually makes literally no difference at all. So this game is a lot better than the last. I mean, we're smashing the points in this. Got a lot of bugs at second, but the key sort of tip for this is if you wait it out, you will gain more points. Obviously, you run the risk of getting bugs in that point, but on the whole, it works out for you to do that. So we're going to finish there on that. We're probably going to get a half decent review, I reckon. We'll probably do one more game, I reckon, in this video. See how we go. Dialogue leveled up. Obviously dialogue, we've been not focused on that so much, so whereas he's already miles ahead on that front, the dialogue obviously hasn't been used as much as it might have been. Who's going to trash a game after spending money on it? It's an interesting thing when it comes up with that. You're just going to go, oh no, that's alright. Don't want that. Who would want that? Right, if we do get bad reviews in this, I'm just going to be scratching my head. Again, they're not amazing, but that's better than last time. We'd like to think we'd get some sales, if I'm honest. Yeah, I think the sales are better. Definitely better, higher. Again, we kind of are starting to lose money in some ways. But I think our sales are definitely higher. But obviously you're relying a lot on people having owned that specific console, though I do think that was, you know, potentially... Let's get medium games in there. So this is what you can... The hard thing for this sometimes is that you can get kind of carried away quite quickly. Now we do have money in the bank, so if we started losing money, we would be alright to an extent, but it is easy to get carried away, I think, to try and build too quickly. And I have done that and failed on this. Because obviously we've started this save on 1.2 million, and we've not had a smash hit by any stretch of imagination, hence why we're not doing that great. So in some ways it is hard to kind of constantly keep being amazing. So what we got, any useful? Should we do a rugby game for a laugh? Let's do a rugby game, why not? It's easy, call it rugby for a start. Nice easy title. Really got to think about that. This video's taking a little bit longer than I initially planned to record, but I think I'm going to release this another game, and then after that point we'll call it quits. What did the game reports say? I didn't click. Game history. So if you look at the income on that, we lost 13,000 on that. That was the last one. We lost 96,000 on that. So you can see, but then the one before that we absolutely smashed. So I'm obviously not very good at this game, clearly. You know, otherwise we'd be making more money. Oh, that's pretty cool. I have no idea what these mean. I'm guessing. Oh, everyone mature, young. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Rugby. We're going to call it rugby, just to keep it nice and original. I'm pretty certain EA Sports did call a game rugby, so it has been done. We're not by any stretch of imagination unique. Simulation makes sense. Pick a platform. I think actually the problem we're probably not doing so well is actually probably because the market share that is so low. I think we need to make some money, so I think I'm going to go back to producing on that. Engine VO1, because I think that is partly the problem, if I'm being honest. The game's probably, oh my god, that looks like probably the worst video games console I've ever seen. I mean, maybe it'd be cool. Been announced for it. Look very similar. That's gonna I don't know how that's gonna work. I can't imagine that's gonna be a successful console, which is basically what they said in the dialogue. It'd be fun to try and release a game for it, maybe. Right, obviously we don't need a lot of dialogue in a rugby game. You wouldn't think. I mean, I know they have done in FIFA and so forth. Have like a journey kind of deal, but more so I would imagine dialogue. I can't imagine they've thought about commentary, so I don't know if we really need to rabbit that at all, if I'm honest. Because how much dialogue can you have in such a game? Okay, we're not doing amazing, if I'm honest. And not always, it's hard to say whether that actually makes a huge deal of difference, but I'd like to think there would be some element of higher scores going on here. Casual games. Okay, we're bringing it through a little bit actually. It's not so bad. Unofficial statements say that the company is unsuccessful in its high price computers against. Yeah, that makes sense. You can't compete with consoles. Yeah, PCs are better for gaming, but it's going to be hard for them to compete with the console gaming, I would have thought, especially if this is like set in the 80s as it looks. Or 80s, 90s. Right, let's release it. Oh no, let's give it up. Yeah, now let's release it. But I would be hoping for some okay performance, if I'm honest. I mean, you'd have to hope. If nothing else, we might be losing money at a rapid rate, but our increasing of our stats are going up. So I mean, that is a good thing. Obviously, they're saying that's now up to level 3, I guess. And obviously, we're producing good stuff as a team. So our little dude down here is going to do a bit more research. I think sometimes you just have to constantly. Let's go casual game. Why not? I don't know what that is, but it can't be a bad thing. Ah, there you go. That'd be cool. I wonder if they've really thought about how to kind of produce games onto that, or is it just the same process? You'd like to think that it would be a different kind of process, but it's hard to say. Hit the shelves next month. Happy days. Game reviews are in now. We would hope for good reviews this time. We've got some 7s. I mean, that's pretty bad, but we do have a 7, which is a lot better than we've had actually. I have had 10s in the past. I don't know why it's this time round. It's not. Well, we've definitely sold a lot more console games. Yeah, you can see that our last mistake for the last couple of games was possibly down to the fact that we were producing them on much smaller market share consoles. So a tip would be, an FM Rob tip of the day, would be make sure that you're producing games on the consoles with the biggest market share. Now, I know that sounds obvious, but my natural instinct was to move with the times. However, when I did that, I didn't make any money at all. Once I decided to go against that theory and back to something that was old, I've obviously made a killing. So, you know, there's my tip. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this a day here. Make sure you subscribe, leave a comment. I love any feedback. If you think I'm playing this game badly, then let me know. I'd love to know what I could do to make this better and to make more money. Obviously, I want to progress as quick as I can and to get lots more staff. I could employ more staff if I wanted to, but obviously at this point I'm quite happy with where I went with the one guy, with Mr. Casey, with Mark Casey. However, I would be willing obviously to do that. So hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell to get my videos. Thank you for watching. Good night.